What's going on, sports fans? Mr. SOS here, and I'm here at Brewski's with some of the staff from SOS. We're just hanging out, and we were talking about the playoffs, and I figured, hey, it's about that time that I give you some of my picks, especially for this first round. I'll be hitting you with one every week to break down the different rounds of the playoffs. But this week, let's start it off. We got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New York Giants. Now, this one kind of hurts me personally because the Giants knocked my boys out. I'm a Cowboy fan, but can't deny that front seven. They're gonna put a lot of pressure on Matt Ryan, and I really, that's where the battle is gonna be fought. Who's gonna hold up longer and protect their quarterback better? Eli Manning, he has to show up. He can't make the mistakes that he's shown that he can make in the past few weeks. He's thrown a few pickoffs and just really looked rattled at some of the games, but when he got hot, he got hot. Now, going on to the next game, let's talk about the Broncos. Now, the Broncos are going to be hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're coming to town, and they're bringing that rush. Now, Tebow has lost the last 3 games. It's not really a good look if you were on that Tebow train. Tebow, he's not a good quarterback. Let's just call it what it is. But he's a good football player, and he does have the ability sometimes to take over a game and win. And with God on the side, he can do anything. You're dealing with a Steelers team that's banged up. Pouncey's out. Their starting center. You saw last year how that affected them in the Super Bowl against the Packers. Big Ben has been banged up a little bit, still dealing with that ankle injury. And the Denver Broncos defense is amazing. And if they can start hitting Big Ben, this can be a low-scoring game in which the Broncos have a chance to take over and win at the end like they've been doing. Moving on. Oh, and as far as that goes, let me just tell y'all, I'm picking the Giants, and I'm picking the Steelers. I still think the Steelers are going to beat them. I just really think that it's not going to be as big a blowout as everybody's predicting. Talk about the other game in the NFC. We're dealing with 2 5,000-yard passers. You got Matthew Stafford, who threw for just over 5,000 yards, and we got the leading single-season passing record holder, Drew Brees, who threw for close to 5,500 yards this year. And their stats really weren't that far off. Stafford threw 400 less yards and maybe 5 more pickoffs, but they both had double-digit pickoffs. And Stafford does have Megatron. That defense, if they have the ability to come together and if they can put a rush and hit Breeze a little bit, it's been shown that if Breeze gets hit and he gets a little shaken up, he starts making mistakes too. He's human. He's definitely human. I don't think an upset is going to happen though. I think the Saints are going to go marching in, and they're going to go ahead and take a victory and move on to the next round of the playoffs. The last game, and this game is going to be probably the one that I feel like everybody might want to watch a little close, just because they're 2 young quarterbacks with TJ Yates and the Houston Texans going against Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's going to be a solid game. These last couple of weeks, Cincinnati's really opened up. They got a great receiving core, but Texans has a pretty solid defense, but they don't have the pass rush that they do because they're missing Mario Williams, who's out for the year. But J.J. Watt has filled the void pretty well. The running game is healthy for Houston, which they're going to need. And it's all about which quarterback decides to show up. I'm really torn on this game. I like Andy Dalton. I think he's a great young prospect. But I think T.J. Yates and the Houston Texans are going to pull this one out. And they're going to be riding that wave of their first playoff experience. And that's big to have that momentum, and I honestly think they're going to pull that off, and they're at home, so that's a really good plus. Now, moving on from that, wanted to say something about Brock Lesnar retiring. Took a pretty bad loss to Overeem in the UFC, but to give Lesnar his respect, he brought something to UFC. As much as people don't want to admit it, he was a popular wrestler who crossed over and did it successfully. So he brought an image to the UFC to latch on to. And now, it's gonna be a void missing, but Overeem, I think, can take it. Other than that, man, SOS is still moving. More articles, and more videos are going to be coming soon and more consistent. I'm just working my way back into the videos, and I'm going to continue to give y'all what y'all need. Shout out to my production man who's behind the camera as we speak. He went to Green Bay and was hanging out with some of the Packers, big names. We ain't talking no third stringers, Aaron Rodgers, B.J. Rodgers, you know, he got a little weight on his belt, so you know what I'm saying? Don't think I'm dealing with no lightweights. We out here. Got, you know, D Jinx over there, he in the bar having some wings. You know how he do, so, you know, he's not on camera today, but he told me to tell y'all what's up. And yeah, man, shout out to my new writers, you know, Dreddy and Chief. They couldn't be here, you know, I would like to introduce them, but they're going to be coming on camera soon, so you guys get to know them as well. I got more stuff coming on. I'm still be doing a little work for the IFL, bringing you some stuff from the city. A lot of big things going on, man. So just keep sticking with me, and make sure you check out the NFL tab that I'm going to have on the website. It's probably right up here. Check that out, and that'll have all our staff picks for the playoffs and everything like that. But otherwise, man, be a fan first. Keep watching, keep tuning in. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm finna go get a drink. Aha.